Hi, welcome to the channel if you're new here, and if you are back, then welcome back. So today is the release day for LEGO Batman: The Legacy of the Dark Knight. This game looks like every LEGO Batman fan's greatest dream, and so as the channel that covers all things LEGO video game music, I figured that we should spend the time to add our own little twist and rescore a clip from LEGO Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight. Now you know me, I like to add a little bit of challenge into these things, so I'm going to try and rescore LEGO Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight in less than 45 minutes. Now if you've seen any clips from this game, you know that it looks like a culmination of all of the history of Batman combined into one great LEGO video game. So our goal is to try and sound as much like Batman as possible while still adding a few elements that sound similar to a LEGO video game. So first, let's take a look at the clip that I chose, and then we'll start actually writing the music.
Jim, it's worse than we thought. We need to stop them from mixing these bears now.
Copy. Let's go.
We need to identify another entry point. Perhaps a window or a vent.
No one was out. Ow!
Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, I already have a template of some different ideas of just some basic sounds that I want, so we're going to get started with that. I also divided where I want to start this clip. I had about a minute, and I divided it into 3 sections. We'll see what we do with that. But since this is kind of like a street level fighting scene, we need the music to be... Since this is kind of like a street level fighting thing, we need the music to be, intense, upbeat, but not super intense. It still needs to sit in the background. It just needs to give a little bit of intensity. So what I want to do is start with the strings, and I can't go at the speed that I want to go. I am not that fast of a player. I'm not that accurate of a player, but there's a cheat. If I click this little button up here, boop, then all I have to do is set my count to 8th, and every time I play a note on here, it will automatically put it in 8th notes. So I can play this at whatever speed I want, and it's just going to pick it up. So I kind of want to like figure out like a good... I'd probably just keep straight 8 notes. It's just a matter of what's emphasized. So it's like I'm not on the right thing. Ha ha ha. Oh no, I'm having technical difficulties. Wait. Bad time for technical difficulties. There we go. All right, back to it. So do that, and we go like... Just something like that. And then what we're going to do, because we're trying to do this fast, right? We're just going to keep this and just kind of shorten these up a little bit so it sounds a little more organic. Something like that. I'm going to see if I can make these a little bit quieter so that those other beats are emphasized. Yeah, I like that. So this will be our main idea for... So what I'm thinking is I want the strings, and I'm just going to cheat and do this for right now, and I will edit this later. I want the strings to be consistent. I want them to be the one thing that is played throughout, basically the same. and we just have, kind of a back and forth conversation with all of the other instruments. Do I want Shelly to do the same thing, or do I want them to accent? I could just have them okay. I'm again going to cheat because of time. So watch this. Boom, boom, and then all of the accented beats are the only ones I want Shelly to play. Okay, that's not bad. I also have bass. I can have bass be even simpler. I can have just, I don't know. Do I want the bass all the way down at the bottom? Oh. All right. So if we do that, basses could be playing octaves if I want to. And again, just emphasize some of those beats. I'm not mad at it. If I want to edit it, I can always come back with any extra time that I have. So, I also have some quote-unquote epic drums. And I think I'll just have them do the same thing. Just accent those beats. Let's see how that sounds. I need to start at a good time. I might need to amp up the velocities on these so you can hear it a little bit better. Although they are kind of near the top anyway. Where did those notes come from? I have no idea. All right, well, we'll just nix those. And do I want to just do the same thing with all of my epic drums? What is that? C4 and D4. Okay, so let's just, like I said, we're not going for anything too crazy. We do want it to feel like Batman. But we don't need to go nuts. Oh, I forgot that there's a discrepancy between C4. There we go. Okay, so that needs to be changed to that. And both of them, I guess, since I just did a little copy and paste. So normally if you want to like take the time to do a good job and really make things sound really natural and very well done, you would not be copying and pasting. But when you're trying to do a rush job, like I'm trying to do, then this is the quickest way to do it. Okay. That's not bad. I'll just keep that for now. Now, I think that's pretty much our core sound. So I'll just copy that a few times, and I can add to, remove whenever I want. I want the violins to be kind of their own thing and come in and out at appropriate times. Something like that. But again, I can't play that very fast. So let me go in and take care of this. So if I do I can just, okay. I can just keep it still kind of simple. Just, again, have them kind of coming in and out like that. I'm not sure if I like that rhythm anymore. Maybe, do I just need to emphasize that part? If I really emphasize those like it is in the rhythm. That's not bad. I think these need to come down a little bit quieter. Okay, that works. But again, I don't want that to be the main thing, so maybe I'll just push it up here to 2, so that way we get kind of a basic thing going on here. Alright, so let's just real quick check and make sure that what we are doing is lining up with sound effects and everything.
Copy. Let's go.
We need to identify another entry point. Perhaps a window or a vent.
Okay, it sounds like it's fine. Okay, so... Oh. You know what I want to do. So... In the Batman, the newer the Batman, whenever that came out, the main theme does this thing where yeah, actually probably. So I can maybe reference that throughout, just to give it a little bit of change, and it can stay on that. The viola can stay on that A. What would that sound like? Okay.
These bears.
Let's just test this out. See how it goes. I'm not sure if I like it, but I bet what I can do is have that same motion yes, that's what I want right there. And we'll delete all those, and again, copy and paste, and we'll just have this consistent reference to the Batman, very loose reference, I guess. Do I want to add a little more to this? Like, if I take these down to that, would that sound bad? It doesn't sound bad, but I think that needs to be a later thing, like maybe around there, and then I can. How quickly am I changing? So after 2 measures, I'm changing what chord I'm in. So yeah, that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. So we'll play around with that. We'll see how it goes. What is bass harp? I don't remember what that was. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Should we just make that a part of this pulse? Let's try it. Let me make sure that lines up correctly. Just quantize it, make sure I'm getting all the right notes. Because that's a nice little extra bit. The thing about synthesizers is a lot of times you don't really want them to play longer than they should on MIDI because it's going to be really noticeable. So just editing it down, making sure that everything lines up at the beginning and at the end. I won't care this much about normal, like organic instruments, but synth. Okay, I feel like that's a good little intro. I'm gonna put another marker here because I feel like that's gonna be our loop point. That's what you want to hear when it starts. You want to hear loops. What is this? Something fun. Okay. Maybe we should introduce like a little something melodic in here. We can try French horn. The thing about modern Batman stuff is that it's simpler. I mean, you have the Batman, or even just, the Dark Knight. Which it sounds like all of them kind of play around this minor third. But in my opinion, the greatest Batman movie. Okay, so pause the time here for a second, okay? The best movie with Batman in it is probably The Dark Knight. The best Batman movie is Mask of the Phantasm. I will die on that hill if it's even a hill people are willing to try and kill me on. And I think that is also one of the best scores, where it has the... How does it go? Yes. No. I'm gonna figure it out, and then I'll start the clock. Why did you go back up there? Get back down there. Why are you doing that? You guys are seeing this, right? I don't know why it's doing this. Oh, yes. Okay. I don't remember something like that. I know there's that chromaticism in there somewhere, but I want to play with those notes. That's going to be my Batman theme. It's not just this minor, but... So let's figure this out. That's pretty simple. let's make it a little bit faster. Close to what I want. Let's try again. Okay, I actually like that. We'll go retrospective recording and just play that right in. What are these other things? Okay. Okay, cool. I like that pad. That's going to be an accent for later, I think. Let me just go ahead and put that in because I can already hear how that's going to work. I missed my chord change. My chord change again. Wow, why can I not do this? I feel like I need to control this. Yeah, something like that. I like that a lot. I wish it was louder. Is that by my own choice that I... No, I did not choose to make that quiet. So maybe it has to do with velocity. So let's just bring up the velocities. I will focus on that in a little bit. What is the synth guitar? I think that would be a cool thing to just double the French horn. Let's see. Again, synths need to be quantized. Maybe instead of doubling it, it can be like a call and response kind of thing. Well, not call and response, like a B theme. Except it would be, I see what I'm doing wrong. Okay, let me try it. I'm on the wrong chord. Which it would make a lot more sense if I did C to F, I think. like a little accent, I guess, a little something to add interest. All right. I want that to be copied through there. I want something else to happen. Okay, so I had this idea of referencing the original Adam West Batman with this guitar. That might be the best way to reference it, if I'm being honest, is just the... Will it sound good with this clean guitar? I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about this guitar, to be honest. What else do I got? Maybe that can fill in the place. Just keep it simple. How loud is... Oh, get back over here. How loud is this thing? Not very loud. Not right now, at least. Alright, maybe just keep it simple. Okay. Now, I'm tempted. I have this choir that I put in here because of, again, Mask the Phantasm with the... That was it. That was the... Oh, why could I not figure that out earlier? So cool. So cool. Oh, I love that so much. Also, why is this bass not all the way through? So maybe after this violin thing, we can have the choir just kind of come in and support some stuff. I'm having a hard time figuring out how I want to incorporate this. That's too low. Like, that's too high. I don't know, let's try that. That's what I'll do, is I'll kind of reference the... forgot to change. And I forgot. Coming in the right time. Oh, come on. For someone on a time crunch, I'm not doing very well. All right. What else do we got? What is this art? Well, that might be kind of fun, but where to put it? Where do I put that? That's not bad. I'll just keep it simple arpeggio and have it come in. What exactly is the arpeggio on this thing right now? Okay, so I'll just play it in. And make sure, because it's a synthesizer, we are quantizing and editing everything. There's probably a quicker way to do this part. I knew what it was at some point, but I don't remember what it is now, or else I would be doing it to make it go quicker. So just that little section. Maybe for consistency, let's just keep this at on the E until it reaches that arpeggio. All right, so here's what we do. First, we get rid of all of that unnecessary bit, and we quantize this back to way here, way over here, and bring it up to 33. Clip it, get rid of that, take that there, and then last but certainly not least, we need to combine those. Oh, but I'm being stupid. It wouldn't be an E. It would be an F on that change. So I need it to change at the right time, preferably. I need it to change right there and right there. And do I want the choir to do a little bit more? like the choir to play. Sure, I'll do that. Okay. Now, let's just double check and make sure all of this is fitting. Alright, alright, we need something over here. Again, we have this guitar. It's so clean. It's such a clean guitar. Oh, was it a good idea to use this clean guitar? I don't know. Does it have any kind of preset distortion at all? Anything? A guitar would be cool. Let's take a second. Let's do the quickest thing we can think of. Amp simulator. Let's go to rock rhythm. No. Maybe? I don't know. I'm being crazy right now. I don't know. I want to. I just don't think it's fitting. I don't think it's fitting in at all. No, guitar's not doing it for me. I just need to move away from the guitar. What do we got here? Pad. Okay. Pad. Pad. What can we do with you? Make sure we support the bass, maybe. I'm not sure what. Maybe we can bring the back. Bring back the synth guitar for a little bit. Okay. Yes. Have it do that melody. I'm not mad at that at all. That's probably too high. doubled with that, it's actually not bad. I kind of like it. Hold on. Okay, that's what we're going to do, is we're just going to make sure that the guitar is doubled with the synth guitar. Okay, that is a little much. We need to bring down the velocity on the lead guitar, and we are running out of time very quickly. Okay, power chords. Power chords. Was that a good idea? I don't know if that was actually a good idea. F. Oh, that B doesn't make any sense. Okay, I should keep it on the A. Nope, I don't like it at all. Just keep it the way it was. Let's not mess with things, especially with our time being so low. All right. Low pad. I feel like if we just support the idea throughout the entire thing. So here's a real test. What does it sound like without that, and what does it sound like with it? Maybe it needs to be brought up. It's already pretty... Whoa, Viola. Why are you so high up there? Okay, why are you making that sound? I don't want you to be twangy. Don't be twangy. Alright, I'm just going to have to go in and make you quieter at this point. Or I'm just taking you out, because I'm not dealing with that. That's why I was having problems. I was editing the wrong thing. I need to edit the lead guitar and make it less twangy. I still want you to be noticed. Maybe a little bit more. Sure, that's fine. All right, so low pad. Sure. We'll do this. Quantize it. Make sure everything reaches the end. And we will just have this be part of the pulse all the way through. And what can I do with the last few minutes that I have left? Do I want to repeat this violin thing? That clip drive ARP is kind of loud. I'll tell you what I want to do is I want to take that and... Oh, not what I meant to do. Let's just edit some volumes real quick. This is where I do not need to quantize. I just want it to kind of fade out a bit. It would be quicker if I did this exporting to audio, but I'm not. So maybe back to there. I want this on the second time to double the violas. Do I want violins to be doing anything during the second melody? Okay, now you can go back. I think I want this melody to be a lot more subtle. I mean, a lot more subtle. So I am going to mess with some volumes. Maybe not subtle, just, you know, quieter. Something like that. Now let's bring the lead guitar. Choir also needs some volume treatment. Again, I could also probably do this with modulation, but not going to right now. So what I want that to do is kind of do the opposite of what the trombone low brass fade is doing. So technically my time is up. What I'm going to do really quickly is just go through and mess with some of the volumes. And so the next thing you see will be me having already done that, and then we'll show off what we did. All right, so after doing a bit of just basic volume mixing, I have a final product. So now let's check out the full clip with my rescore underneath.
Jim, it's worse than we thought. We need to stop them from mixing these bears now.
Copy. Let's go.
We need to identify another entry point. Perhaps a window or a vent.
And that's it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like learning more about LEGO video games, make sure that you subscribe and like this video so you can see more. Hit the bell so that you're notified the next time that I put out a video like this, and I will see you guys in the next one.